Please all stand. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Martin Abdel Sayed.
Sure. Oh.
May it please the court, I move that Martin Abdul Sayed be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Martin Abdul Sayed be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Daniel Anthony Barker.
May it please the court, I move that Daniel Anthony Barker be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Daniel Anthony Barker be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ella Rose Bennett.
May it please the court, I move that Ella Rose Bennett be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ella Rose Bennett be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Christian Chamorro Cortland.
May it please the court, I move that Christian Chamorro Cortland be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Christian Chamorro Cortland be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ziao Chen.
May it please the court, I move that Ziao Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ziao Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Naomi Cheng.
May it please the court, I move that Naomi Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Naomi Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brendan Joseph Doney.
May it please the court, I move that my nephew Brendan Joseph Downey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Brendan Joseph Downey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Ruby Elcha.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Ruby Elchar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia Ruby Elchar be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dion Elizabeth Galea.
May it please the court, I move that Dion Elizabeth Galea be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dion Elizabeth Galea be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bhavna Gupta.
May it please the court, I move that Bhavna Gupta be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Bhavna Gupta be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Farah Hossam Hamdan.
May it please the court, I move that Farah Hossam Hamdan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Farah Hossam Hamdan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
May Hamud.
May it please the court, I move that May Hamud be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let May Hamud be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yasmina Harar.
May it please the court, I move that Yasmina Harar be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yasmina Harar be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jane Louise Hills.
May it please the court, I move that Jane Louise Hills be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jane Louise Hills be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wing Ting Ho.
Registrar.
May it please the court, I move that Wing Ting Ho be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Wing Ting Ho be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Annie Hu.
May it please the court, I move that Anne Hugh be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anne Hu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chelsea Elizabeth Kesby.
May it please the court, I move that Chelsea Elizabeth Casey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chelsea Elizabeth Kesby be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Saman Umar Khalid.
May it please the court, I move that Saman Umar Khalid be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Saman Umar Khalid be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Monica Lamb.
May it please the court, I move that Monica Lamb be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Monica Lamb be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jenny Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Jenny Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jenny Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Suman Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Sumin Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sumin Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carolyn Shin-Chen Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Carolyn Shin-Chen Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Carolyn Shin-Chen Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rebecca Wu.
Rebecca Wu Lin.
I move that Rebecca Wu Lin be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Rebecca Wu Lin be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ying Liu.
May it please the court, I move that Ying Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Ying Yu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Amani Mahmood.
May it please the court, I move that Amani Mahmood be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Amani Mahmood be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Megan Jan Malone.
May it please the court, I move that Megan Jan Malone be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Megan Jan Malone be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chelsea Ellen McIntyre.
May it please the court, I move that Chelsea Ellen McIntyre be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chelsea Ellen McIntyre be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Diana Renelle Mellis.
May it please the court, I move that Diana Renelle Mellis is admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Diana Renelle Mellis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Adeline Siobhan Malloy.
May it please the court, I move that Evelyn Siobhan Malloy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Edelyn Siobhan Malloy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chow Nok Nguyen.
Sorry, you missed one. Mr. Murrell.
Pardon? Okay.
Andre Patrick Murrell.
Okay. Okay. Andre Patrick Merle. Okay.
May it please the court, I move that my son, Andre Patrick Morell, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Andre Patrick Morell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Okay.
Just go on from there, it'll be fine.
Chow Nok Nguyen.
May it please the court, I move that Chow Nok Helen Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Chow Nok Helen Nguyen be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ryan Zhao Ren.
May it please the court, I move that Ryan Zhao Ren be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Ryan Zhao Ren be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Noor Shamis Safwan.
May it please the court, I move that Noor Shamis Safwan be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Noor Shamis Safwan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Michelle Judith Sheehan.
May it please the court, I move that Michelle Judith Sheehan be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Michelle Judith Sheehan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Madison Eve Shepherd.
May it please the court, I move that Madison Eve Shepherd be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Madison Eve Shepherd be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Courtney Elizabeth Short.
May it please the court, I move that Courtney Elizabeth Short be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Courtney Elizabeth Short be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Braden Glenn Richard Southey.
May it please the court, I move that Braden Glenn Richard Southey be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Braden Glenn Richard Southey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Madeline Jessica Strano.
May it please the court, I move that Madeline Jessica Strano be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Madeline Jessica Strano be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gabrielle Sunarko.
May it please the court, I move that Gabrielle Sinako be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Gabrielle Sinako be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Rebecca Susan Trowbridge.
May it please the court, I move that Rebecca Susan Trowbridge be admitted as a lawyer of this honorable court.
Let Rebecca Susan Trowbridge be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eric Trung.
May it please the court, I move that Eric Trong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eric Trong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shang Lin Sai.
May it please the court, I move that Chang Lin Tai be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Shang Lin Sai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kay Lee Van Vieren.
May it please the court, I move that Kaylee van Vieren be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Kaylee van Vieren be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jasper Maxwell Ziggy Wild.
May it please the court, I move that Jasper Maxwell Ziggy Wild be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Jasper Maxwell Ziggy Wild be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ewer Ing.
May it please the court, I move that Ewer Ying be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ewer Ying be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zhaoan Zhong.
May it please the court, I move that Xiaohan Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Xiaoan Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ying Zhong.
May it please the court, I move that Ying Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Ying Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yi Heng Zheng.
May it please the court, I move that Yi Hang Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Yi Hang Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Angela Zheng.
May it please the court, I move that Angela Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Angela Zhang be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, when and as directed, to stand and remain standing for the purposes of swearing an oath or making an affirmation or declaration. So please stand as directed by the officiating officer.
For the first two rows, just gonna stand up, please. Martin Abdusayed, Daniel Anthony Barker, Ella Rose Bennett, Christian Chamorro Cortland, Zhao Chen, Naomi Cheng, Brendan Joseph Doney, Georgia Ruby Elcha, Dion Elizabeth Galea, Bhavna Gupta, Farah Hossam Hamdan, May Hamoud, Yasmina Harar, Jane Louise Hills, Win Ting Ho, Anne Hu. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourself in the practice of a lawyer in the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
You may be seated. For the next two rows on my left, please rise. Okay. Chelsea Elizabeth Keesby, Saman Umer Khalid, Monica Lamb, Jenny Lee, Sumin Lee, Carolyn Shinchen Lee, Rebecca Wu Lin, Ying Liu, Amani Mahmood, Megan Jan Malone, Chelsea Ellen McIntyre, Diane Renelle Mellis, Andre Patrick Merle, Edelyn Siobhan Malloy, Chow Nok Helen Nguyen, Ryan Zhao Ren, Noor Shamis Safan, Michelle Judith Sheehan, Madison Eve Shepherd, Courtney Elizabeth Short. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. You may be seated. Could the people to my right please stand up? Braden Glenn Richard Southey, Madeline Jessica Strano, Gabrielle Sunarco, Rebecca Susan Trowbridge, Eric Trung, Shang Lin Sai, Kay Lee Fun Fearon, Jasper Maxwell Ziggy Wild, Yuer Ing, Zhaohan Yung, Ying Yung, Yi Hung Yung, and Angela Zhong. Do you severally swear and declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer in the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? I do. You may be seated.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today, to my immediate right, is Justice Mitchelmore, as a judge of the Court of Appeal. To my left, Justice Ball, who is a judge of the Equity Division, and to Justice Mitchelmore's right is Justice McGrath, who is a judge also of the Equity Division of the Court. Together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you to practice today. And we have done so in this Banco Court, which rests on land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands and thousands of years. The court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present, and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Well, to all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for celebration. We up here on the bench remember how hard you have all had to work to reach this important milestone. I'm also very pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable on the journey thus far. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion may be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever the case, I'm sure that they are all immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take time to thank them today. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you a civilised lunch or dinner later on. Now, being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating as far back as the 12th century. This court first admitted lawyers in 1824, and next month the court to which you have just been admitted will celebrate its 200th anniversary. It is, you might be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing courts in the world. That is something of which we, and I hope now you, are immensely proud. In celebrating the court's bicentenary, we also celebrate 200 years of the rule of law in New South Wales, about which I will say something more shortly. But I would invite you all to enjoy and absorb the history wall and the gallery immediately outside the Banco Court to, as I say, absorb some of the history of this important civic institution. This ceremony is attended by unique but very important formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by someone who is already a member of the profession, and that you have each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers and before senior judges of the court. They and we are all therefore witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings you have just publicly made. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you have just made is a serious one, is a continuing one, and deserves solemn regard. Whether you work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law office, the Aboriginal Legal Service, for legal aid, or a government department or agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and you must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Now, you will see from some of the portraits of former Chief Justices which hang on the walls of this court that we are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. And you may be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions. I can tell you that we don't wear them because they are particularly comfortable, which they are not. But we do wear them because symbolically they serve to highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales to which I've referred. Although importantly, the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. Almost 45% of all judicial officers in New South Wales are now female, for example. That is a radical change from the time I commenced practice, which I like to think was not that long ago. It has been an extremely salutary change. As to continuity of the rule of law in a world in which there is so much global uncertainty and serious insecurity, the rule of law is more important than ever and not simply an academic construct or a phrase of some mere theoretical import. At its simplest, the rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists, marked often by the erosion of any independent judiciary. As we survey the globe, there is nothing theoretical about those threats and realities. In a speech delivered in 2018, Lord Hodge of the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom aptly described the rule of law as, and I quote, a bastion against those who would use chaos as a ladder, unquote. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanged or unchanging. The pandemic, for example, prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, and the advent of generative artificial intelligence brings with it both some opportunities and also great challenges, which the legal profession and the courts are and will continue to engage with. While the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, it has always been and remains my firm view that the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. An individual who is in need of your services as a lawyer will, in many cases, be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, family, property, personal well-being, or health or financial position. There is therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our rich cosmopolitan community. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers, of whom there are too few. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates, and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can and feel that they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community and a judiciary educated in and sensitive to the many different cultural strands which underpin our community. The admissions ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge some 5 years ago, including this ceremony, highlight that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity. That in turn builds trust in and respect for both the judiciary and the legal profession, and ultimately undergirds the rule of law. So let me now offer a little bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you will often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you'll make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all make mistakes from time to time, especially when starting out on something new, and we are kidding ourselves if we do not accept that. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake which I always advise young lawyers not to fall into the trap of making is giving your clients the advice you think they want to hear. I can tell you that will not be good advice, and they will not welcome it in the long run when the true picture emerges. Being a lawyer and being a good lawyer requires independence of thought, courage of conviction, and candour of expression. Being a lawyer means that you're an advisor, a problem solver, sometimes a mediator, sometimes an advocate. As you go about your day-to-day work, remember that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but the law as it applies to people's lives, a theme I've already touched on. That human engagement extends to your interactions with your professional colleagues, including those with whom you negotiate or against whom you litigate. Aspects of the law, especially if you're in the litigation side of practice, can be confrontational. But the practice of the law is stressful and demanding enough without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as sometimes it does, regrettably. So it's essential that you, starting out and thereafter, maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times that you are now members of a profession which is different from and not a business. Another thing you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time, and I don't wholly exclude myself from that admonition. But for a non-lawyer, the law is frequently incomprehensible or difficult to understand. One of your tasks and roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others. So I would urge you to strive to be clear and concise at all times, in both your written and your oral advice. To do so actually facilitates access to justice. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both also extremely important, something we are more understanding of today than previously. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. That's often because lawyers tend to go and want to go the extra mile for their clients. They want to ensure that an advice is comprehensive, that no stone has been left unturned, that a brief is fully prepared, that a case is ready for hearing, and all of that is admirable. However, as I say, it can become all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. So I would urge you to work hard to keep your balance and also to keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it all, as frankly we all have from time to time and occasionally still do, try to take a step back and recapture some perspective. You should also know or remember, if you already know, that the law is a highly collegiate profession. And in this context, I'm now going to call on two young representatives, one from the New South Wales Bar and one from the Law Society of New South Wales, to offer some words of welcome and congratulation. Mr. Constantine, do you move?
May it please the court. My name is George Constantine, and I took my call to the bar 6 months ago after practicing for 4 years and 9 months as a solicitor. I practice predominantly in criminal law. I welcome you to the legal profession and on behalf of the New South Wales Bar. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that is continuously evolving, adapting to new practices, technology, and most importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of solicitors and barristers in New South Wales has changed to continuously better reflect our community. The New South Wales Bar is a welcoming place for all people in our community, no matter race, gender, or religion. It was an honour to become a member of the legal profession as a solicitor, and for that to continue to now as a barrister. It is an intellectually challenging profession, which has given me the privilege to give advice to and represent a vast array of people in New South Wales, and more importantly, contribute to our community in a meaningful way. I encourage you, if you are interested in coming to the bar, to please contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website and each year so you can attend our Career at the Bar Open Day. In this first year of practice, as what I'm referred to as a reader, you receive the mentoring, tutelage and assistance from 2 barristers whom will answer your calls at ungodly hours, meet with you weekly, review your work and teach you the practical skills of being counsel. This support, I can say, is not just limited to these 2 barristers. The bar prides itself and is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees including the New South Wales Barristers Committee, which organises the social and education functions, and the Diversity and Equality Committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association to attract the best people, no matter who they are, to become barristers. Whether as a solicitor or barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or Bar Association and to use your skills to assist the profession and our community. It is a rewarding privilege and experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession and I congratulate you on your admission today as a solicitor of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Ms. Chung, on behalf of the Law Society of New South Wales.
May it please the court, my name is Sagong Chung, and not so long ago, I stood where you are standing today. And what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy. Often it was overwhelming. But as I stand here today after 4 years of working as a solicitor, I can tell you I've already learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I've learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for 4 years. Here, I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join committees. By joining the Law Society and New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, a wide range of publication, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as newly minted solicitors, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up or speak to an employer. We look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community. May it please the court.
Thank you. Well, can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession and important profession. It's stimulating, challenging, and satisfying, and it's populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, of your achievements to date, and of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community. You are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. On behalf of Justices Mitchellmore, Ball, McGrath, and indeed all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court of New South Wales in this its bicentennial year, I once again congratulate you on your admission to practice and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.